Well, first, your thoughts on you playing San Diego State again. I mean, that's as good a rivalry as you guys have had
Yeah.
here in the Mountain West. Just
Yeah.
this is the
Well,
first one this year.
first of all, it starts with, we have so much respect for what they've done in their program that Coach Fisher's built over these years, and it's just been a model of consistency, and it's always been at the top of the Mountain West, and so that's what you're shooting for, and so like I said, we respect so much what they've done, what they've been able to do year in, year out, and I think it always brings out the best in our guys.
Do you feel like maybe that consistency is one thing because he's done it for a decade, but I'm sure your program was shooting for that level of it. Do you feel like you're getting to that point, or maybe that you're starting to hit that point?
Well, I mean, certainly you look at the last 18, 19 games we played in conference. I think we've got a good level of consistency. I mean, and that's what you're shooting for. But I think there's a difference between doing it year in and year out, and you have to that's what you strive for, and that's what we're striving for here at Boise, is to build a program and make it year in, year out, and be at the top of the mountain. And when you do that, you're up against some great teams, and that's what we're up against tomorrow.
Is it interesting, this year maybe, that with your success that you've had lately, that that they're coming in trying to take you guys down when maybe before it was always you were always trying to shoot for San Diego State?
Yeah, no, I mean, the past games or the past, you throw it all. It's one of those. Just let's see who competes the best on this day, who plays the best on this day. I don't think anything that either of us have done up to this point matters. I mean, you got two pretty good teams with different strengths, and who can play the best on that day is all that really matters.
We were talking about the close one a couple years ago. I mean, it does seem like for the most part all the games against them come down to the wire. I mean,
Yeah.
some good games against them, fun games.
Oh, we've had just, Coach Fisher always points that out to me, all the battles that we've had over, and they didn't go down to the last minute. They went down to the last shot on a bunch of them in a row, and it was pretty remarkable. And so I expect nothing less than that out of this game. I mean, we're going to have, like I said, two of the top teams up into the mountain and going at it. And whoever can play the best on that day is probably going to come out on the right side of it.
I know hopefully you're winning with 5 minutes left, but they have this crazy streak, like 155 games in a row, where when they're winning with 5 minutes left, they win. I mean, have you ever seen or heard of a streak like that? What is it about them where they can close games out down the stretch?
It is remarkable. First of all, it starts with the consistency of their coaching, and those guys, Coach Fisher and his whole staff, they do such a great job. They know their system, they know what to do, and they know how to win games. And I always say that the winning teams find ways to win, and losing teams kind of find ways to lose. And so, they do an amazing job of that. It is a remarkable staff.
I know maybe record-wise or ranking-wise, maybe they're not quite where they've been, at least on the outside in some years, but maybe they struggle to score at times. You still look at their lineup and the athleticism and the size and stuff they have. I mean, what impresses you about them?
What they hang their hat on is their defense and rebounding. That's why they're so consistent. That's why they go on the road and win. That's why they year in, year out win. And when you look at the tape this year, it's no different than the other years as far as how good they are in both of those aspects. So, like I said, this is a really, really good basketball team. I think we're playing some good basketball too, so it should be a terrific college game, not in a great atmosphere.
With the way you guys are playing right now, is there anything that you think that needs to be cleaned up with the offense?
With the offense, well, there's always things you can clean up, and you're always trying to get better, and that's what makes these guys good. Is they don't mind being coached. They're not sitting back thinking that, oh, we're perfect now. It's how much we can get better in these next 60 days that makes all the difference in your season.
In San Diego State, I mean, they're a team that's always kind of long and athletic, and when you first got here, you kind of recruited those skill guys, and now you're getting more of those athletes. How is it different going up against San Diego State now versus the past?
We haven't gone away from the skill that we have, because that's what makes us good. But we are a little more athletic. I mean, Jeff Loriaga wasn't the same as maybe Chandler or James in that way, and they kind of play the same positions. So, but we didn't compromise on our toughness and our skill, and that's also what's made us good. So, it is one of the. I think it's helping us become a little bit better team where we can make up for some mistakes with some athleticism.
With James and Mikey, those two in conference play, I know we're only 4 games in, but they're averaging about 15 free throws a game combined. How big has that been for you guys?
The free throw line's been huge for us, because we're doing a good job of selecting your percentages on offense, and your numbers on offense are all dictated by your shot selection. guys that, well, I'm shooting 50%. Well, you're shooting 50% because you're taking good shots, and that's what good players do, and that's what a good offense does. And I think, I credit Coach Linder and what he's doing with our offense, that it's clicking really well, and our guys are understanding it really well because they've been in the system for a while, and so that helps. And I think we're showing a good patience about us and a great understanding of what we're trying to do.
It seems like with them, they have a lot of guys that were highly ranked recruits, highly hyped, and maybe at times, I don't want to say underachieve, but it's taken them a little while at times to come along. Are they like a scary team because it seems the athleticism's there, you could snap your fingers and all of a sudden, those guys' potential could come out?
Well, the athleticism's there, and they have a belief in their system and their program and their team. And that's what makes them good. That goes back to winning teams find ways to win, and losing teams find ways to lose. And I think we got a history of their program, and we got a winning team, and then I think we've got that too. So that's why it makes for such an interesting clash.
How do you feel that your team's been rebounding wise this season? I mean, you look at that game down there last year, you out rebounded them 42-30, against on the road too. We look at this team this year, how have you been rebounding? How would you assess?
Well, I'd give it a good. I mean, I don't know if we were great, but it's it's like this team a little bit where we're great in stretches of things, and we've been great for 30 minutes, and then we're just okay for 10, or we've been great getting to the free throw line and making a lot of free throws, but then all of a sudden we're just not great for a few minutes. And so I think it's probably consistent with this team is the fact that there's been moments when we are great at it, and we have done a terrific job. But just like anything else, we're building to try to become more consistent at everything we do, and rebounding is one of the things we want to become more consistent at.
When you hear, you guys had over 8,000 for Colorado State, I believe over 10,000 for Oregon, and already 9,000 tickets are out for San Diego State tomorrow night. What's kind of the first thought that comes into your mind when you hear, that you can anticipate a crowd like that?
Well, my first thought is it's going to be a terrific college atmosphere. It's going to be a terrific college basketball game. So we want it to be sold out. I mean, you're not going to, you got ESPN here, you got a great, it's like 8 o'clock at night, perfect time on Saturday. Let's get this thing sold out. We don't have many more home games to see these guys, and so come support them, sell out the place, and we'll have a great day.
That was the first time we had a chance to talk to you since you came back from your last game. But you guys, Nevada cut it to 3 with just over a minute to go, and then Nick goes down into the corner and with like 26 seconds on the shot clock and buries a 3. And obviously there probably could have been strategy where you try to grind a little time there, but just kind of curious on him pulling the trigger in that situation.
It was a great shot, and you got to be aggressive there. And when he snapped it off, you just knew it was going in, and you have to continue to score, and that's what's interesting about the 30-second clock, and about you gotta keep attacking, and you gotta keep getting good shots, and we're a better team in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock. There's no doubt about it, and that was a great look for him, and these guys have the freedom to do that.
Is that a different approach maybe this year? Because, last year you could almost turn that into a 2-possession game with a 35-second shot clock. And here, like with the 30, I know it's only 5 seconds, but you can't do it in those situations.
No, I know, you can't. And then, you look at usually teams, not just us, but if you try to hold the clock, and teams' percentages go way down in the last 10 seconds of a shot clock. So, teams that want to hold the ball, if you try to hold the ball in that situation, now all of a sudden you're getting a worse shot and a bad shot in the last 10 seconds, and now they have a chance to tie it. So, great shot by Nick, and it kind of ended the game, and it was kind of the nail in the coffin.
We've talked about how well you guys have played at home recently, and I know no one's going to say Taco Bell Arena is the Cameron Indoor Stadium or something, but you look at what you guys have done here, 17 in a row now, and I think 50 and 6 the last 4 seasons. How big, when you get a big crowd and you're probably going to get tomorrow night, how big is that for your team?
Even when we don't get the big crowds, that we got a loyal fan base that brings us energy and it helps these guys, and it helps to have that kind of atmosphere, and this place is just getting better and better, but it really helps when you get 12,000 in there and the whole thing's sold out, and it gives our guys an extra boost, and that's when you're playing, when you do have a home court advantage like that, it really affects your team.